Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 6. This will probably be the final one because once you've got to this level, you should pretty much have everything under control. We've done a little bit of extra work as I didn't want you to have to sit painfully through me knocking holes in rocks and shooting things that are not meant to be. I tried not to change too much while I was working off camera. Just a couple of extra cupboards there, and also in the tech tree you'll see just added a few things. The medicine bench, you can see here that I've opened these up. Now these are the ones that I normally go for first. Eventually, when you've got lots and lots of points available, you can open everything. My character you saw originally at the beginning, Buster, he's got every item from tier 1 to tier 4 open, right? Because he had that much points. And if I continue playing him, he just gathers more points. There are some out there who've got literally hundreds and hundreds of spare points because the algorithm just keeps giving you points as long as you play. I've also remembered to open the flatbed dough. Now, the flour is produced in the mortar and pestle, but it's the herbalism bench that makes the dough, right? So you need to add the water to the herbalism bench with the flour. That will make the dough. From there, you just put it straight into any fire you've got, and it'll make the flatbread. Now, out of the way. The only other change is that while I was messing about with boats as such, guess what happened? You notice anything? Yeah, we've got a Dobbin Mark II because Dobbin Mark I and I decided to go for a little look in the alpine or the snow biome. And we got ambushed by a polar bear. I know you would have been peeing yourself with laughter had I actually been recording at the time, but I was in my usual oblivious state and didn't realize we were under attack until I was lying on the ground and Dobbin Mark I was fighting for his life, which against the polar bear, he did pretty well, but just not enough to finish him off. So on the way home, we actually ran into another little fella who was homeless and parentless. Well, that's after I killed his mother. And we brought him home. So now we have Dobbin Mark II. And of course, Dobbin Mark II starts with 0 skill points. And we've got to start working on it all the way up again. That's the only problem. Well, it's not a problem. It's a good part of the game. You should look after your animals better. So poor old Dobbin Mark II now has to get all of his skill points back again to get him up to the level that the original one was. So I was hoping to just gather ores and do a little bit of farming to get close to level 20. And came back to the house and unfortunately got inundated with teeth and claws, and unfortunately went over level 20. So at the moment, we are at level 20. What does this do for us? Level 20 brings us up to the big boys games. Tier 3. Tier 3, to get everything open, is the machining bench. We need the machining bench. Okay. Now here is where it gets interesting. One, you can get your canteen, which gives you more water, more volume of water, plus a 50% bonus. Gives you your oxygen tank, which will last, believe me, a long time. You don't have to keep changing the oxygen tank every 5 minutes. Alteration bench, where you can make improvements to your tools and weapons. Right, these are up here. You can see them. But where do I start? Well, we've gathered everything, and what I need is, I need minimum steel tools. Right? And to get steel tools, I need a concrete furnace, right? To be able to, well, I could actually produce the steel tools here. Where are we? Steel pickaxe and what have you. Which, well, I do. There's a lot of platinum out there. And the trouble, well, what could we do? We can actually take the steel pickaxe, right? And somewhere here, there it is, level 20, steel bloom, carbon paste. Right? Carbon paste because we'll need it later. The steel bloom, we can make our steel pickaxe, right? And that will allow us to go and collect all of the platinum and titanium, all that stuff we couldn't collect before, right? But we can't smelt any of those ores, right? Unless we have a concrete furnace. To have a concrete furnace, we've got to have the cement mixer. Right? So then we get the concrete furnace. Right? Now, you can also make the forge. Not really necessary at this early stage. This is what you want to get underway. Personally, I go for these, right? Mainly the oxygen, because that gives me a lot longer out there to do things. Okay? So these are the 4 I would normally go for first. And they're the ones that we shall do today. And see how we get on. Right. To do this, we are going to have to move some of the benches around and change things and a lot of fiddling around. Okay, let's do some talents. We've got 2 points available. And what I'm just checking for is I like to go and check anything we may be able to use for stamina, speed, stuff like that. Okay, base movement speed. Right. Increase the base health. This one we shall enlarge. Okay. And eventually, I can't remember where it all is now, but there is other ones that can give you extra stamina. What's that one? No, that's the lightning rod. But anyhow, we'll get back to that. And we've got a solid point. Okay, and the final one is the health regen. Right, this will help you get your breath back a lot quicker. Okay. Have a little drinkies. You can see the goldfish working overtime here as the memory goes south. Okay, let's get to work. First, we've got to make our machining bench. Right. And that's there. Oh, that's, where is it? Machining bench. There it is. Okay, so we need wood, iron nails, iron ingots, and rope. Okay. So, don't need that one. Let's try this one. Nothing there. Where'd that go? There it is. Just trying to remember everything again. Need nails, need ingots, nails, and yes, we've got a lot of stuff. And if you think we don't have a lot of stuff, then let's have a look at this one. So you can see we've been a little busy making things. Okay, wood, not quite enough wood. Let's go and dodge all the nasties. And get some wood. Did Wolfie come in? Oh, he didn't come in to look at you. Okay. As you can see, I've continued feeding him now because I put the bed down in there when he was just a little fellow. There was plenty of food, plenty of water, and the bed. Now, that meant that within a couple of hours game time, he went from a juvenile to an adult, right? Which is, you know, very good if you stop and consider how long it took me to hand feed him and get him up to a stage where he was an adult. So once you've got all the equipment there, it's very, very fast. Also, I much prefer no, I need 40. And rope. There we are. And all we have left now, there's enough rope. We just need the nails. Now, what we're going to do is, once I've made the machining bench, I'll pick this one up, the crafting bench, because the machining bench carries over everything I've opened, so it doesn't matter. This, for now, I'll put upstairs, out of the way. All right, 120. Just saves my lazy ass from having to make or enlarge the building more. Well, that doesn't really stop us because we could still go another building higher and take all. We X this one out. Oh, of course, there'd still be something left in there. Oh, yeah, of course it would. Don't you like it when a plan comes together? Right, I just got to fiddle around like this to get that cleared up so I can place the other bench down, because old Stumblebum, of course, forgets that he has to pick up the mortar separately. Okay, you can see up here now, the things I've got here, right, I can actually make this with, right, or I can make flatbread, either way. What I'm going to do is, antibiotics are very handy little things. So what have we got? We've got 60. We'll make 3 of those. And we'll make 4 of those. And I don't know if we'll have much left because we've only got 19 flour, so we probably won't have enough to do it all. What's going on? What do I do here? Oh, sorry, that's right. That'd take a while. Close that. What have we got left? Okay. A long, twisted, roundabout way of getting things done, but sometimes you've got to be an idiot to be able to get things done. Okay. Idiot. Did I say something about idiots? Like putting the wrong bench down? Okay. Where is it? There it is. Put that back in. And now we go fuss potting around, getting all this done. What else do we want there? That can go in there. That can go in there. That can go in there. And what else have we got? Well, it's there. To here. It will eventually make sense to someone. And I think I'll put those in because I will. Oh no, I'm going to need those in the mortar, aren't I? Okay. It's alright. This is my normal state. Total confusion and a lot of guesswork. Okay, now, to make steel bloom, you can use charcoal or you can use coal. Right? I have a fairly good store of coal, so I'm going to use coal. Oh, well, that can actually go in there. Because charcoal and sulfur make gunpowder. Right? And you can see here, steel bloom, you can use coal ore or iron ingots. Or you can use charcoal and iron ingots. Right? The charcoal I prefer to save here for the gunpowder. Right? Now, let's have a look. We're going to need this one. iron ingots and coal ore. Put that one in, max it out. Craft. I'll go and get some more ingots, just so we can make some more. Now it takes 3 ingots to make each steel bloom. Right? So obviously, of course, I've put 60 or something in there. Okay. Now, the crafting bench, just so I know where it is, which is probably why I will forget where it is. I'll put up here so it's out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. What little mind we've got left. And if we happen to be upstairs, we can use it up there. If not, I may use it for when I build an outpost or something like that. Okay. Now, in the machining bench, we can now repair this. Right? And for this, we need steel ingots. Right? So, once the steel bloom is done, we can put it in the furnace. And I don't know what you're doing here. We can put them in the furnace, get our steel ingots, make our steel pick. You notice I'm just making the pick at this stage because that's all I need to go and clear those 3 caves out. Right? And I can get all the aluminium and all the other good stuff. Another 5 there. Let's put this in. Okay, take this one out. And by putting the steel in first, that will stop making this and will automatically start making the steel. Right. Now, bone. Now, the other thing you can do is in your what's the name, bench, we do put it upstairs, of course. Right, in your textiles bench, you can make extra pouches, right? And they're in your tech tree here. Tier 2, go to your textiles bench down here, and here you are, here your satchels. Right? Now what that means is that you can make, for example, a medical satchel, and you can put all of your medication into that, and it does carry quite a bit, and then put it in your inventory. What that does is it only takes up one block in the inventory, whereas you might have between your bandages, your splints, your medicines, your pills, you might have 10 or 12 items. So instead of filling up your inventory with medicines, you make a medical satchel and just use that. Same with the farmers. Small pouches, these are individual things. Right? They are new. They weren't around when I was playing before, so they obviously you can put individual items in there. So if you have a small pouch and it's marked for sticks or leather or whatever it is, you can put it into that pouch and all of them will go in there into your inventory instead of filling up all your slots. Okay, that doesn't need to be worried about. Oops. Yep, we're going backwards. Don't worry about it. It's quite normal for someone, or for some people. Okay, now, going to produce the steel pickaxe. Right? And now you start to see why I kept making epoxy. Because you use a lot of it from now on. Right? From tier 20 on, it's going to be almost a basic staple food. Right, steel pickaxe, craft that. Then we can get rid of this one. You can save it if you want to, but well, it's up to you. Now the steel's a lot stronger, it'll last a lot longer. Right, it's got all sorts of goodies in it. The other thing is we can now go over here to the machining bench and we can repair our rifle. Okay. We've still got plenty of ammo for it because I don't use it a lot, except on polar bears that I don't manage to kill instantly. And that's not always a good choice. Okay. We've got that. We've got all that. This is nearly finished going once it's all done. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take Mark II and go and clear out all those good ores that we left behind. And then start working on our concrete mixer and then our main furnace once we've got all these out. No, only 150 miles out. That's not bad. Now, another thing I forgot to mention, from here, there is another cave in here. Right? You just continue around this point, come up here, and this is quite a large cave. It's got a lot of goodies in it. Okay? So when you land in this area, the recommended area, I was trying to remember before. Remember I pointed out the two caves here and the one here? And I couldn't for the life of me remember the other one up here. Right? And there's another one down here somewhere. I can't remember. But these four will give you as much ore as you need to do everything you must do to... Where are you? Okay. Now, platinum. Here's our platinum. So at last, we can start gathering. You see that the sign has now moved to white. When you can't gather something, it's red. All right? Yeah, okay, well you can come with us as well. I know you want to take part. We don't really need him to carry the stuff, but, oh well. It'll give him something to do. And the steel pick, of course, being an upgraded tool, does gather more as well. So let's get on Mark II. and go look for the next one. And I think what I'll do is we shall shoot up and have a look at, get this one up here, because I did start on it. Let me just get my bearings. Yep, should be about there. There it is. We did get exotics out of this one as well earlier on. But there's a lot more livestock in here that is determined to not be nice about things. You see, a lot bigger cave. Another one there. Come on, up you come. Okay. Well, you can stay here for a while. Let's grab the goodies while we're here. And there's old bugger lugs down there being a pain in the ass. Oh, you dirty sod. Yeah, 3 shots, eh? Unlike wine, I don't get better with age. Okay, titanium, we'll have that. And you can see, fortunately, remember the other caves are holding iron nodes, right? Deep mining deposits, and this one's gold. So that's important. You will need it, right? You'll need the gold, you'll need the copper. They take up a lot once you get into your electrical stuff. Oops. That's not very good. Come on, I know you're here. Oh, damn. He's over there somewhere. I know there's one more. Yeah, we're back to wasting time doing this sort of shit. But you're going to need all of this. So once you get that steel pick, you can clear all these caves out, get everything. And it'll do you for right up until, well, practically level 30. It'll make everything you need. And silica. So you see there's plenty of little goodies around. There he is. He should come up here any minute. You see the steel pick makes very quick work of these. Nothing up there. Okay. We'll clean this one out, go back to the base and start getting all the stuff we need to excuse me, to get ready for our upgrades. Which will be the concrete furnace and the cement mixer. Getting a little bit heavy. But I'm a great believer in, if it's free, grab it. You never know when you might need it. Bloody anyone would think he'd been working for a living. As you can see, I'm trying to carry as much as possible without going back to the horse until I absolutely have to, which is a bit, I'd say, round about now. And as you can see, we're only 100 kilos overweight. So we might just make it back to old horsey guts. And to make it easy, we'll actually bring him down here. You see, I'm not exactly Jackie Stewart in a race car. Okay. These are the heaviest ones. That's why I'm sorting them out. Okay, let's go and grab a little bit more because I'm greedy. We more or less now have a little bit of everything, so you could head back when you're ready. Everything there done. I think there's one round here somewhere and there's a couple over there. Oh shit. Anything else urgent? Okay, we've got most of it. Oh yeah, alright. Simon here, I might as well have it. And if you have a look at my toolbar, after all the chopping and whacking we've been doing with this ore, you notice how little wear there is on the steel pick. Right, so obviously better tools, better conditions. And better survivability. That's that one up there. Oh, that's just iron. This stage. Nice iron. Okay, let's head back. Start getting our concrete mixer and concrete furnace going. So that we can smelt all these ores and start getting even better stuff. Which is the whole object, is that you, as you get further and further up the tech tree, things become a bit different, a bit more expensive, and a lot more fun. Because the higher up the tech tree, the less likelihood of something killing you. Not impossible, but less likely. Definitely have to work on old Slug's stamina a bit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2. 1. Right. Let's waddle inside in our normal overweight manner. 150 kilos over. Now, these won't smelt. So the only ones you can really put in here is the iron. Okay. Put that bit of coal in there. Waddle over here. Now, where it's, yeah, we'll put it in there. Now, all of these ores we should look into now. So what do we want? First of all, we've got to have the concrete mixer, right? And we need refined wood. Where do we get refined wood? Well, obviously, refined wood comes from a carpentry bench. And of course, we don't have a carpentry bench, do we? So we have to make first a carpentry bench, which should be here somewhere. Rope and copper nails. Okay. Copper nails. And rope. Yeah, I can't remember where I put things, can I? Okay, now you've forgotten everything. Oh, you haven't got any. That was a wise choice. Yes, you have, idiot. Can't see the forest for the trees. Okay, next rope, 16. And we want one of those. And this wood takes a little bit of time to do. Right, it's a bit slow. So I'm going to put that over here. Which of course is why I magically left this open. Okay, now to make refined wood, right, we just need ordinary wood. Okay, so let's go and clear out all the stocks of wood here. I'll probably have to go out and get some. No, yeah, not as much in here as I thought there was. Okay, we get to her out. Let's go and get some wood. Okay, while that's going on, all we've got to do now is check and see for this. Now, we need iron nails, iron ingots, stone, and refined wood. So, stone we've got in here because I brought extra in. Iron ingots, we've got plenty wherever you want to look. Right. Iron nails. And you will use a lot, so it doesn't matter if you over order. Oh, and we're nearly out of oxygen. That's a good idea. This will change very shortly. because we will get rid of all the stuff we need. Okay, so iron nails and ingots, and now we're just waiting for the refined wood. So we need 50 refined wood. Not having very much success with remembering where things are we? Let's put that steel back in there for the moment. Refined wood, how much have we got? Oh, we've got 65, just enough. And this. Now, we are going to need silicon and stone for the concrete. Yeah, we can put it down here. The furnace will go here. Right, so in the meantime, let's just shove it over here. Put it in the middle of the floor so it's right in the way of everything. Okay, now to make concrete, here we are, tree sap, stone and silica. Right? And it does take quite a bit to make cement. Right? So let's put those. Tree sap is over here. You can see now why you save up tree sap. And in here is silica. That's why I was collecting all that other stuff. Okay, into here. Bags, max. You see, all that lot doesn't really make very much. Okay, now for the furnace, we're going to need 20 bags of cement. Okay, steel ingots, more rope again, and epoxy again. All right. So here, epoxy. Need the epoxy there. We need more rope. And where was it? Oh, iron ingots. Of course you need iron ingots. Why not? And now it's just a matter of waiting for our concrete mix. Alright. While we're waiting for that, we shall do the rest of this. As you can see, most of it is just progression. Right. It's a matter of knowing which one goes to where. Everything here, as you can see, just to get your simple, easy to fix concrete furnace, you've actually got to make 2 extra benches. as well as your furnace. So yeah, it can be rather playing around in circles before you get anywhere. But from now on, from your progression upwards, things will be a lot better. You'll get higher quality tools and upgrade your weapons quite easily. Right, what have we got? We've got 16. We only need another 4. I'll grab those now while those are messing about. And furnace there. We'll bring that over to here. That's full. You can see we've got no space there. Storage is going to be a big problem when you start getting this amount of stuff. Okay. X marks the spot. And what I'm going to do is try and slide it in under here. Right. The reason being that later you won't need the anvil. Right. For the simple reason that put that all in there. You'll be able to produce your forge, and the forge can go outside, right? Which is down. Let's go back here. Where was it? Oh, here, idiot. Your forge here. This can actually be mounted outside, so it doesn't take up space inside. And that's quite often what I normally do, is place it outside, because otherwise it takes up half of your building. It's quite a big piece of machinery. So you put it outside, often like here. See, you could actually reach it through the window if you need to. But some people are a lot better builders and constructors than I am. They build a massive base and everything fits inside it. I'm doing things on shortcut version. Right, there we are. That's in there. In there. And concrete furnace. Okay. Now, what have we got left in here? Let's take all. And we're going to have to offload some of this somewhere. Let's put it all over here for the moment. So that I can leave it there and forget. Take that out. Close, pick this up. And we put our furnace down. Now this as well doesn't really get much damage, so you can put it in front of a window. Okay, uses coal as well. And then we can start putting all the goodies in there. All right. So these take longer, right? To be able to smelt all of these, it's a longer process, and a little bit more expensive, because most of these are sort of 5 to 1 and all this sort of business. So it costs you more to make the stuff. Okay, let's go upstairs. And we'll put this up here, out of the way. Or if you don't want to, you can disassemble it, destroy it. Oh. Okay, that makes all of your new metals, and now you're fairly well on your way to full independence. And ready to face just about anything that is liable to give you problems. Let's put this up here as well. You don't use it a lot, but it's good to have. And 10 to 1 it won't fit in there because I misjudged it. Oh, I didn't misjudge it. Okay. So you've always got take some of that back down. That can stay in there. Okay. And we're back to almost being normal again. Yeah, we could probably... Normally later on, we'll make one of these cupboards, or each cupboard will have one type of stuff in it. So it'll be one for iron, one for copper, and so on and so forth. At this stage, we have got to where you can now normally progress with everything you want to do. You can upgrade your tools to platinum, to whatever you want. And once you've got all this going, everything from now on is just a natural progression. Have a look at your tech tree, your tier 3, and you can play with it as much as you want. Oh, we want an oxygen tank. Let's see if we can get an oxygen tank, just so we get rid of the little one. Oxygen tank. We need one more of those. Of course we do. Where did I put it? What's the bet? I'm just short of 1. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nope. I'm sure I had... Oh, that's right. I must have put it in here. Of course he did. Because he's stupid. Okay. Oxygen tank. And this will last a long time. Right, once it's filled. So, you can take that out, put that in. And, yeah, we'll save it for a spare. Might as well. But you'll find with the metal oxygen tank, you don't need these bladders anymore. Right, it's seriously a waste of space. But nevertheless, we are good lads. We do everything correctly. Okay. You can see it's only half full. These others fill up in no time at all. But this one takes over 3 litres. Right? These are only 1 litre. So obviously you can go 2-3 days without having to worry about your oxygen tank anymore. which is a nice advantage. Now, if we were to go up to the station, fly back up to the station, we could easily now get ourselves an upgraded, up-modeled envirosuit. Right? And that would allow us to just place the water into the suit. The same with us into a slot, the same as you would with your oxygen. Right? And that now will last 2-3 days. So you no longer have to worry about oxygen on a long trip. Was there anything else I was going to do? So in general, I hope that's all been helpful. Just a couple of tips on how I do things and how I like to be totally and professionally disorganized. Also, how it's easy to get your friendly animals killed, even if you don't want to. And learn or start to enjoy what Icarus is really about. And that is, once you get past all the traps that they set for you, uh, you're able to then start using your own creativity and make it up as you go along. You know how to make weapons now, you know what you need for the tech tree, and the basics of your talent points. But how you do your talents, that's entirely up to you. That progression at the beginning, during survival week, as it were, is the way I do it. It's not a hard and fast rule. Like everything with Icarus, nothing is a hard, fast rule. You make up your own rules. But there are a number of people that have made uh, beginners videos, and all of them have good advice from their own knowledge. So while I like to do it this way, it's not necessarily, well, it isn't the only way, right? You may even find better ways as you investigate the game. So thank you once again. Um, this is the last episode in the series. And thank you all for the likes and the subs. And hope you enjoy your Icarus a little more from now on. Uh, in the fact that your house won't get burnt down so easily, and hopefully you won't die so easily. So, thanks all again, and it's bye from him, and it's good night from him.